Welcome back, everybody. Season 1, Episode 2 of Independently Speaking. I'm your host, Glenn Mayo. Independently Speaking is a weekly podcast where we discuss all things basketball, from high school level, college level, down to the grassroots level. Independently Speaking is powered by IndependentHoops.com, a multimedia and event marketing company. Independent Hoops is the brand agent for the NYBL National Youth Basketball League and Lineage of Champions. With over 20 years of experience in the basketball community, we've seen the growth of the past and can't wait to usher in the growth of the future. Today, in our second episode of Independently Speaking, we are joined by Randy Livingston. Randy has done it all in the space of basketball. Former NBA veteran, former collegiate player and college coach, both at LSU. Currently the head basketball coach at Newman High School in New Orleans, and also current owner and director of Nike EYBL LivOn Fleur de Lis. Everybody help us welcome Randy Livingston to our podcast. How you doing?
How you doing, Glenn? Man, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to sit down and chop it up with you for a segment.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. We definitely appreciate you getting on, and obviously, we would like to spend as much time with you as possible. Talking about your playing days from college, on into the NBA. But let's kind of fast forward, to the current state of Coach Randy Livingston, and your deal as a high school coach down there at Newman, and your deal with LivOn Fleur de Lis. Tell us a little bit about some of that, about your roles with each of that, and how you approach that, and kind of what makes each one different.
Well, it's definitely a lot. Basketball has been my life for a while. I love basketball, so for me to go straight from high school and then straight to the AAU is it takes quite a toll on my family, but they understand what I love doing, and at the end of the day, they support me in every way. But it's definitely it's a long season. I go year round. I'm a basketball lifer. I enjoy it, but it's definitely a lot of things to juggle. But I really, really do enjoy, both high school basketball and grassroots. I think it's a pretty unique situation that I have here.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, kind of diving into, the LivOn Fleur de Lis team, kind of tell us a little bit about how the program's looking this year, how things are shaping up. I know it's still early with, roster spots kind of, just now starting to get filled with, seasons coming to an end with their high school and middle school. But just kind of talk, which age groups are you kind of most excited about? Give us the rundown on LivOn.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We got extended out another year by Nike. And anytime you can have that 17U behind you, that speaks volume of how, your program has grown. Nike is into this tier system now, and, they're every year they're, getting rid of teams. So we've done something well downhill. We got some talent. We're looking forward to this year. This is year 3 being on the EYBL. And I feel confident that we're going to put on a good showing in every age group. AAU, starts really when the AAU season ends. Then you kind of figure out your core guys, and then you try to figure out who you're going to put with those guys. I feel very confident. We had a merger with Blue Chips out of Houston. So they've come aboard. They pretty much they have a middle school program, the LivOn Fleur de Lis Blue Chips. And then there's some guys that, perhaps will have as many as 4 players from Texas with 6 Louisiana players, or 3 and 7, however it works out, 5 and 5, however it works out. But, we're looking forward to that merger. And I think that merger was done the best with Clyde Jackson and myself. I'm a co-director with Cleveland Williams. We've done a good job of, sort of getting ready, and we'll have our tryout soon, and then we'll get going right away the very next weekend. So it's coming hot and fast, but we're excited about the 17U group. being able to compete and not only make it to Peach Jam, but, really have a good chance to do a good showing. We have some really good players.
No,
But the
absolutely.
goal of the summer is for all 3 teams to make it to Peach Jam.
No, I gotcha. Okay. Now we love to see some of the top guys working together and stuff. What kind of led to that merger a little bit, or how did that kind of come about?
Well, Nike for a while now has been, telling local grassroots programs that they are cutting back teams. They dropped 6, they drop, from, other shows. So what we do is scour around and develop partnership. That relationship had been developed for 3 to 4 to 5 years now, and the timing was right, and we were able to make it work with Clyde and his program. So we're just excited about everything, and he brings a wealth of knowledge to the table, and he has a bunch of resources, and he has players. At the end of the day, it's about getting the right group together and having the right parents, the right players, and then this usually works out.
Absolutely. No question. No question. So, talking about, maybe that 17U team, or really which one that you would want to talk about, who are some of those top players, for LivOn that, that you feel confident, or, either already starting to get some recognition and some rankings, or, this summer for sure is going to be the summer for them.
Yeah, well, we got obviously Chris Lockett here. He plays for my high school at Newman High School. We got Corey Chess, who I believe, by the end of the summer will be a top 15 player in the country. Chris will be a top 20, top 25, top 30 player in the country. We have Fred Payne, who has killed it in Houston. He's a returning player. Brandon Hardy, he's on the #1 team in Louisiana, out of Zachary, Louisiana. We have a chance to, I don't want to mention the Texas players, but we have a chance to get 3 to 4 good ones out of there. I don't want everybody else to start chasing them, but we have a chance to get 3 to 4 good players out of Texas that we're excited about. We kind of know who we have. And, you got players like Kyron Ratliff, who has reclassified to 23. He's been a good player, post player in Louisiana for some years. We got a guy like Alizé Johnson, who had a scholarship to UNO and has reclassified. So we have a glut of talent. Now it's up to me and Clee and Clyde, excuse me, as the directors to put it all together, and basically me as being the coach of that group with all of my experience coaching pro and on the collegiate level and grassroots in Australia and all over the world. We have a chance to put this together and make it work. So we're super excited about this group.
Absolutely. No, it's got,
but we got some talent.
Right. That's got the makings to be something special there. Like you said, a couple of the top teams merging, and then those, players that are receiving that ranking and recognition already. Things are really just now starting to open back up with these circuits and with college coaches getting out and stuff after the COVID era. So I think, this summer is going to be huge for them. You mentioned it a little bit there, and I wanted to run, down that point a little bit. What are some things that, you being the head coach of that team, what are some things from your past, your experiences, playing professionally, playing overseas, coaching collegiately, what are some things that, you think that, you're going to be able to bring to that team and to grassroots in general that, maybe make it unique?
Yeah, I have a glut of experience. I've been a head coach in the G League, which was about development, player development, getting guys ready for the NBA. I've coached high-level college basketball. I've coached high-level grassroots basketball. Guys like Dante Exum, Ben Simmons, and like all of the Australians that have been able to infiltrate the college basketball scenes in the last 3-4 years. I was able to coach those guys. So just that experience and being able to have the different levels of coaching. I think, we're preparing the players to become professionals, great college players. I have all that experience. So I know how to get a group going. I know how to make sure if we have a lot of talent that everybody gets playing time and we play up tempo and we put in NBA sets. That's what you get when you play for Coach Livingston, the game is positionless. I know how to play that game. I know how to play inside game. I know how to play pick and roll basketball. I know how to coach defense. So I've seen it all in my career, and then I played it too. So all those experiences lend to, me having a great chance to help these young men, achieve all their goals and be the very best that they can be. And so when the parents come into our program, they're not only putting their trust in the program itself, they're putting their trust in me as a coach to make their sons get ready to become professional basketball players. And that's what we're trying to do with LivOn Fleur de Lis. We're trying to groom guys to be professional basketball players on and off the court, and that's important to us.
Absolutely. No, that's huge. That's huge. You can definitely tell those guys are, in for a special ride this spring and summer. So kind of switching gears a little bit on you, Coach, being, that you guys are based out of New Orleans, and you being a member of Louisiana yourself, and that being the home for the college basketball Final Four this year, kind of discuss with us kind of, your feelings on that, having such a prestigious event, such as the Final Four come into the city and what that means for that area and to you guys.
Final Four is obviously the mecca of all college basketball. Everybody's here. It's usually on my birthday. My birthday's April 2nd. When I had my scouting service in Australia that covered Australia and New Zealand, I went to the Final Four for a 5 or 6 year run. So I'm familiar with all the things that go on in the Final Four. It's such an incredible event in itself, but then having it here in New Orleans where there's a lot of culture. The coaches can come get great food. They can have great energy. They can enjoy Bourbon Street. They can enjoy, the music and just the hospitality that comes with being in New Orleans. So we're super excited to host, and I'm looking forward to not only great teams, but just, the Final Four is a time where, it's a get together for all of the colleges. You're going to have an HBCU game for kids. You're going to have a lot of coaching clinics. You're going to have, obviously, the parties and all of the stuff that go along with it. So, just the networking that goes on in the Final Four is second to none. And just to be able to do it in New Orleans and have great food, great hospitality, and have a great time is an amazing, amazing thing.
Right, no question. That food alone is reason enough to have it there every year.
No, definitely. And New Orleans is a hospitality city. It is one of the best in the world for that. That's why the Super Bowl, the Final Four, the Women's Final Four, any event that can come here, the Sugar Bowl, the national championship game, it's a great time and it's awesome for the city. It brings in a lot of tourists. It brings in a lot of economics to the city, and we really enjoy hosting.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, kind of getting into the Final Four event that we host, the NYBL and Independent Hoops is kind of partnered together with the circuit this year and hosting the Final Four event there in April 1st through the 3rd in New Orleans. Obviously we know this is going to serve to some of the, top teams from across the country and, with guys like Damian Key and Kelvin Powell and Alec Kinsky and, those guys involved, it's going to be well ran and efficient. What are you looking to accomplish, kind of at that event with LivOn, and then what are you looking, for overall for all your programs?
Well, it's a great start. You see where you are as a program, top to bottom. The very next week is a live period. So you're kind of like using this as a measuring stick of where you're at. For us, we looking at it as the last step before we do a live period in front of the college coaches, but also, you want to get off to a good start. If you get off to a good start and, win all your games and stack up some points in the 17U, you can put yourself in a good position to just do one more good tournament and you're in Peach Jam and a good ranking. But then for the 15 and 16-year-old group, if you win, that first session, you qualify for Peach Jam already, or if you come in, first or second. So we want to get off to a great start. And this is a measuring stick, being in the tournament during the Final Four in the circuit. It'll be good to see where everybody is and where you stack up. So they're going to be some great talent. The city's going to get behind it, and we're excited to be an event and to be at home, being the host team.
Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to seeing some of those guys that you had mentioned before. Seeing them in action that weekend, and like you said, with it being the last weekend before a non-live event, just getting to play quality teams, getting to play, either other EYBL teams or, other programs that could stack up there that maybe are in the Adidas League or, they're a really good unsponsored team or something like that. So I think the matchups and that type of deal is going to go a long ways. Like you said, to preparing you guys for a run when it comes time for Peach Jam.
And I'll add to that. I think for our guys here that are going to be from Texas and Louisiana, to be able to be one of the host teams and to be able to play in those featured matchup games is huge
Right.
for the state of Louisiana and for our program. I think to be able to have all of the media there, the kids are all into the social media stuff. So I think it's incredible. We're looking for big crowds. We want the whole state of Louisiana to come out and support this event. And it's great basketball, and we have some talent, here in Louisiana for the next 3-4 years. The level of players here are great, and we want to show, all the teams in the circuit that we're going to be around for a long time, and we have a great quality program. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's one thing to get those top tier matchups, but then to do it there at home and, like you said, have a sold out crowd there cheering you guys on. And, I think you guys have done a good job over the years of, trying to, put the brand out there that, Louisiana isn't just a football state, that you guys got incredible basketball athletes and incredible basketball coaches and minds as well. So definitely excited about that. That's most of what we kind of wanted to touch on. I know you're going to have some of the top players there and stuff. And, just with it being in your hometown, I know that's going to mean, a lot to you guys.
Yeah, and for me as a player, I carried that big boulder on my shoulder of representing Louisiana. And as a coach, it carries over. I want the guys to do well and realize that they can play with anybody in the country. They just have to work hard and really just showcase. And when you get that chance to be on that stage, just let it all hang out. And we're excited about this event, and we're looking forward to it.
I was going to say that was the one thing. I said, advice that you're going to give your team this year. Seeing as how you've been the grassroots scene, you've been the college scene, you've been, all the way to the pros. What do you tell your team? What is it really going to take for them to, maximize the most of this opportunity? Not only at the Final Four event, but also, at your EYBL circuit altogether.
Well, first of all, there's talent everywhere. And, oftentimes the indicator if guys are going to make it to the next level in high level basketball in college and to pro is if you really love the game. And I think that's the message I always, refer to these kids. You got to work hard. Everybody's working hard. Everybody's getting in maximum time in the gym. And everybody wants to be seen, but do you really love the game? Are you doing it just for the social media likes? Are you doing it because mom and dad want you to do it? Are you doing it because you love? And I think the love of the game is a great indicator of if these guys are going to have success long term, because you'll see it even when you're tired, even when, you may be down by 5 or 10. Do you keep playing hard? Do you show the hunger that you deserve to be on this top level? And we're looking forward to see our guys compete this summer. And I'm excited about, right away we kick off. Right away we have a tryout, then a tournament next week, and then we come to you guys. And so we'll know right away where we stand and, where we need to improve and, what we need to do to be one of the best programs this summer.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you guys will be, Coach. We're, independent hoops, independently speaking, we're definitely looking forward to getting down to the Big Easy and hosting you guys and some of the other top teams in the country. So we definitely appreciate you hopping on here with us, Coach. We appreciate it.
No worries. Anytime.
Absolutely. All right. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for episode 2 of season 1. We just had, one of the all-time greats, Randy Livingston, Louisiana native, high school player of the year, played in the SEC, went on and played in the NBA, coached in the SEC, and now has a really, really good high school team in Newman High School down in Louisiana. And so to have him on here really means a lot to us. Definitely a basketball mind that a lot of people can learn from, and I'm sure that his LivOn Fleur team this summer is really going to make a lot of noise. So, Independent Hoops, you can find everything about us on Twitter and Instagram. It's at My Line of Champs. That's the Independent Hoops Instagram and Twitter. For the NYBL, the National Youth Basketball League, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at NYBL B-Ball. We've got several events coming up. We've got, high school boys league, high school girls league, our middle school circuits. We've got a spring circuit that's actually starting up this weekend. Session 1 is in DC. And then we've got our summer circuits getting ready to start up in May that runs through July. So, we pride ourselves in trying to have something for everyone out there. Whether you're, grassroots Division I, Division II type of team, we've got some events for you, some competition for you, and most importantly, some exposure for you. So I encourage you guys to kind of hang out here right after the episode. You'll see a list of all of our events coming up, and, we look forward to seeing you guys next time. All right. For Independently Speaking, I'm your host, Glenn Mayo, and we'll catch you next time.